Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for October 18th. October 18th is the 291st day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 292nd in leap years, with 74 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is conniption. Conniption is a noun. It's described as an informal word that you're likely to encounter only in North America. In my experience, in the more southern states than over the rest of the country. It's a noun, and it means a fit of rage or an attack of hysteria, as in, she about had a conniption when she found her good sewing scissors in the kitchen, or they went into conniptions when their favorite show was preempted by a political speech, or my toddler threw a conniption because T-Rex's jaw wasn't big enough to bite Lego man's head. Great word for informal use. Sadly, the origin of this word is not clear, but it's possible that it could be a corruption of the word captious, which is an adjective that means apt to notice and make much of unimportant faults or flaws. First known use of the word conniption is 1883. Conniption. And with that, happy Alaska Day, all you Alaskans. The United States took possession of Alaska on October 18, 1867, after having purchased it from Russia for $7.2 million. Bear in mind, those were $1867, so it'd be quite a bit more than that now. On October 18, 1898, the United States took possession of Puerto Rico from Spain. This is the birthday of American pioneer of rock and roll, Chuck Berry, born October 18, 1926. He's nicknamed the father of rock and roll, developing elements from rhythm and blues to make rock and roll so distinctive, with such songs as Maybelline, Roll Over Beethoven, and Johnny Be Good, to name a few. He'd been interested in music from a young age and had given his first public performance when he was in high school. He got into some trouble while he was still in high school, spent a few years in a reformatory. When he got out, he got married, got a regular job. Influenced by T-Bone Walker, Chuck Berry began performing. In 1955, he went up to Chicago and met Muddy Waters, who gave him some helpful advice and recommended some people in the industry for him to contact. This was in the mid-1950s, and he was an established star by the end of the 1950s. He got into more legal trouble over an underage girl in the early 1960s and went to prison over that. He got out in 1963 and started making music again with such songs as No Particular Place to Go and Nadine. In the 1970s, Chuck Berry became popular as a nostalgia performer and was among the first performers to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when it opened in 1986. He's included in several of Rolling Stone magazine's greatest of all time lists, and his song Johnny Be Good is the only rock and roll song included on the Voyager Golden Record. And it looks like a whole new generation of fans are discovering the work of Chuck Berry. What a legacy. Chuck Berry passed away in 2017 at the age of 90. In honor of Chuck Berry's birthday, today's song is Rock and Roll Music. I chose this hit from 1957 because it's one of his most popular and enduring songs, been covered by so many artists. The Beatles and the Beach Boys both had hits with this song as well. Rock and Roll Music by the father of rock and roll, Chuck Berry. Link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with the link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Alrighty, back to work. I think we got it this time.